Yo, I'm back. This is the patriarchy. If you see my other videos, this is for the men out there going through something, from a lost job to divorce and other things that as men, that we go through. Today, I want to talk about how to get over your divorce. Yes, we go through it every day. You're not special, I'm not special. Divorces happen for many reasons. However, as men, typically when we get into a marriage, knowing how marriage is, that's commendable in itself. Knowing that we're typically on the losing end when things go bad. So believe me, when men actually get into a marriage, they're in it for life. Some men will go through hell in the marriage just to stay there, especially when children are involved. But let me tell you this. If you're going through a divorce right now, for whatever reason, again, this channel is for men that actually want to keep their families together. Now, I will say this. There are reasons for men that I will agree with a divorce. It could be infidelity, or it could be abuse, physical abuse, all right? So if you were to get divorced for those reasons, then do what you have to do. But any other reasons outside of that, we don't typically divorce. Now, if you're going through a divorce as a man, let's say the wife wants a divorce, because women find any reason for a divorce typically, right? I'm gonna tell you what to do in order to get over it. Now, it's not a quick fix, because depending on the situation, it's gonna take time. Okay? First is, you gotta find someone to talk to. If you have a close friend, shoot, if you don't have a close friend, like my journey, I didn't have a close friend to talk to. Your parents only can do so much. So what I did was, hey, I started making videos. Talk it out. Talk out the situation, which was a form of therapy. Because that's sometimes better, because when you're talking to a person, some people want to put their own input in, and sometimes you're not looking for someone else's input. You just want to talk. You just want to rant if need be, right? Because it's not, divorces happen every day, but it doesn't happen to you every day. So that can be, traumatizing. So you need someone to talk to, or you can make a video and just talk it all out. And sometimes that's the best thing you need to do, is just talk it out. Next thing is, depending on your situation with your spouse, is try to get some understanding on what happened. Again, that's not guaranteed. At that point, you want a divorce, and then more likely she may not even want to talk to you. However, try to understand, because that's men, when we go through things, we need to understand it. No answer gonna be a good answer. It may not even be a good conversation, but you want to seek to understand and to process it, right? So try to do that if she's willing. If not, then she may be doing you a favor, right? Because people get divorced, but it doesn't mean it doesn't have to be nasty necessarily. You're both adults, especially when there's children involved. You should be able to, if you have a divorce, you should be able to do it in an adult manner. Again, that's depending on the situation, right? So, but even if it was something they did something bad, you should be able at some point to be able to talk it out, come to understanding, and then move on. All right? Next thing, if possible, man, find a men's group. Because the thing is, in this society, a lot of things are geared towards women. You can open up we can look up anything and find a women's group anywhere. If you can go online, you can go to YouTube, and you can find things about women and how they deal with things like that, and get their perspective. As men, it's not so much. Even if you do find a man, or maybe on YouTube, giving a perspective, it's gonna get shut down. They're gonna get called a misogynist, things like that, and they may end up getting shadow banned. So find a men's group in your city. It's where they actually talk about certain issues, okay? And that's that could be a good form of therapy. Next thing is, man, you got to pray, and that should have been first. Is pray, okay? Pray to get stronger. Depending on your situation, sometimes God has a way of sending you a message. You just have to listen. Sometimes the worst thing you can do is try to work things out, and I mean a marriage. Okay, because sometimes depending on what happened, God could be giving you a favor. Could be doing you a favor through His way, depending on what happened. Okay, so if you keep trying to work it out and you get more frustrated, that could be a reason. Could be God's message saying, hey, she's doing you a favor, walk away. Right? Because I did that. The more I kept trying to work things out, the worse it got. Because what the mistake that we as men we do is when we decide to marry a wife, we put her in that position. So we put her on a pedestal, right? So, and sometimes the woman, I say this, sometimes you see the woman for what you want her to be as opposed to who she is. Okay? Now, once it changes from you seeing the woman for who you want her to be to what she is, and what she is isn't that great, it becomes easier to move on. Not saying that happens overnight. However, when that happens, you will know. And then at that point in time, it's easier to move on. I'm sorry, I'm looking around because there's cars around me, things like that. So that's the things that will help you in your journey. Now, this is a marathon, not a sprint. Sometimes it could take, depending on the situation, it could take maybe 3 months up to a year, just depending, on who you are, how long y'all been together, things like that, right? So, but the other thing you have to do in order for that to happen, I'm sure if you've done it, is you got to move out. Y'all got to live separately, man, bro. So, if you have to move out or she moves out, that's going to help in the healing process, bro. Because sometimes you seeing that person every day reminds you of the hurt that happened. So, regardless, man, more than likely, in today's marriage, you're going to have to move out. Okay? Just how the system is. So, get your own place, because at some point in time, she's going to want to get you out anyway. Okay? So, make that move and get your place, brother, and stay there. Okay? Don't try to contact her, things like that. I know if you have children, you got to contact her, whatever. Keep that stuff short and sweet. Don't try to, make amends or, sit there and try to apologize when you've done nothing. Okay? Because sometimes women in those situations will try to shift the blame on to you, especially if she's at fault. Okay? Don't fall for it. Okay? You're trying to appease yourself to her. That's the worst thing you can do. Stand firm on your ground. Okay? If you didn't do anything wrong that caused that to happen, then stand on that. Now, granted, no one's innocent in a divorce. Someone has contributed to that divorce, right? In a sense. However, the thing is that when you got married, you decided to keep those vows. Now, if she decides to break those vows for any reason, then that's her remedy, right? She saw something that she didn't like, that's her remedy. Okay, now she'll sit there and say, well, you did this. Oh, well, you did this too. There's two people in this. You decided you wanted to break the covenant. Cool, go ahead. I'm not going to stop you. But the mistake we do make is try to stop it because we're trying to save the marriage. Because, there's things that, typically in the black community, our marriage rates are the lowest. So we try to stay together. But if she wants to go, then let her go. Let her go. Okay? So, like I said, that could be the best thing for you long term. I know there's children involved. I know it's going to suck. But what you do, your children, they're going to look to you for strength. They see you upbeat, they're going to be upbeat. You tell them, you give them the new expectations. Say, hey, Dad's not going to be living in this house anymore. However, I'm still be here for you. I just live somewhere else. And I'm going to still come see you. You know, I'm going to pick you up. You're going to come stay with me. Things like that. The kids understand, man. Look, they say the kids are resilient. Then let that be. Okay? So, continue to be that good father that you are. Okay, don't leave the children. Yes, you may not see them every day like you were, but when you do see them, make those times count. If it's every other day, or sometimes it's, you know, depending on your job, you do on the weekends. No, it sucks. Call them. You know, you got to, you know, replace certain things. Call them. Say how you doing. You know, talk to them every day. Okay? Remind them, hey, Dad's here for you. You know, Mom and Dad just going through some things right now. I live somewhere else. Hey, I'm going to come see you. And make sure you keep those promises, bro. Keep those promises to your children, man. You know, if there's a chance you can't do it, don't set the expectation. Say, hey, Dad's going to do his best to do it. You know, and, you know, if you can't do it that day, make it up another time. Because the worst thing you can do is make them children feel like you left. Okay? But however, and be prepared to do this by yourself, because the mother ain't going to help. Isn't going to help you, bro. She's not going to help you because she wants to play the victim. She doesn't want to come in and even be perceived as someone who's caused this. So it's going to be up to you to keep those relationships with your children. She's not going to help you. So don't depend on that. Now, if she does, cool. But depending on the situation, she's not going to help you. She's going to sit there and be silent. Okay? Because silence is everything. And if she's not saying anything, it's going to look like she's the good person. And the bad part is the kids don't find out until they get older. Then they pretty much, they mad at you. But then they get mad at her when they get older, when they find out the truth. So this is why it's important as a father to stay there in the children's life. Talk to them. You don't have to tell them the really reason, but you can tell them, hey, some things happen. And you can say things without saying it. Okay, some, you know, divorce reasons are not appropriate for children. When they get older, you can tell them, you know, what happened. But now just say, hey, sometimes mom and dad don't get along. Dad had to move. Okay, I'm still here. Okay, and you keep that relationship. That's the most important. All right. So again, fellas, hey, the woman wants to go. Hey, let her go. Okay, I know it's tough. You want to keep your family together because, you know, the men that I'm talking to, family is important. We want to keep our kids together. We want to live under the same roof because we know the outcome when two parents are in a household. However, in today's modern Babylon, that's not encouraged, especially for women. Women can leave for any reason and make up any reason to do so. And they're not held accountable for that, okay? Women are breaking up families every day due to their own whimsical ideas, okay? So, as men, we got to be better, choose better, you know, in regards to that. So, sometimes, you know, we may have made the wrong choice. We don't regret the choice, but sometimes we made the wrong choice. But again, in a society where Sex in the City, those are, the old shows, Living Single, and there's other shows out there where they encourage women to live single and, you know, live the 304 life. And sometimes women think they're missing something out there. And hey, she wants to go back to the streets, send her back to the streets, okay? You know, that's all you can do. You have no control over that. All you can do is control how you deal with it. And if you follow my tips, it's going to be much easier in your transition. Okay, I know the other channels will say, hey, go to the gym, you know, get focused more on your work. I'm assuming you're already doing that. Okay, I'm assuming that you're doing that. You've been working out. You're working out in your marriage. Okay, you was working hard, you know, in your marriage. So those things I don't, you know, because it's not like you got lazy in your marriage. You start working out in your marriage. You continue to do those things in your marriage, and it didn't help you. It helps you in a sense, but in regards to getting through the marriage, These are the things that I mentioned that you're going to have to do in order to get through it. There'll be other videos coming up regarding a whole lot of other things. However, this is a more of a men's channel, focusing on the well-being of men. That's why I call it a patriarchy. The patriarchy is spelled differently as you would think. It's Patriarchy. Patriarchy, which pretty much means is, look at this, the country right here. You're a patriot, okay? You love this country. But also the patriarchy, as we know it, is the order that God wants. God, man, woman, child, okay? So that's what that is. So we're going to bring back order, okay? And order has to start with us. We have to set standards in our community, set standards, in our family, okay? So there is we can't do one thing as a man over here and then another man allows it, okay? We have to have standards. You go to other countries, other groups, there's a standard that people follow. You can't, go into this one house and do one thing and go in the house and do something different. It's going to be a standard. That's maybe we got to set standards, okay? We got to set standards with our women, our children, okay? So that's what we're going to work on, okay? The patriarchy. And I'm looking for patriarchs. So that's join me in this movement that I'm trying to build. We're going to talk on certain issues, men's issues, okay? Share your stories, okay? We're here to listen. Hey, we've all been through whatever it is, man. Whatever you've been going through, we've been through it in some form and fashion. Other men that are watching this channel, we've been going through it. Let's share ideas. Now put each other down. Man going through something, let's not put them down. Help them, lift them up. Okay? Even if there are women that are watching, hey, we don't want to hear the "who hurt you" lines. Try to understand. The Bible says seek understanding. Okay, most of the time these men are not out here bashing women. It's not a bashing woman channel. Okay, this is an upliftment of men channel. Okay, that's my goal here. So again, thanks for listening. Please subscribe. Peace.